that you love it when I call you. Every time you see that.
What's up, you guys, and welcome to yet another episode of Behind the Art with me, your boy Jason. That is Jason Music, and today we are taking a look at one of my favorite productions, "Fell into Love," which is my first single off of the album, which was released in July 2019. Hey, anyway, so this one, it's very simple. I think there's not too much going on. Yeah, a lot of these productions don't really have all too much going on. I think the busiest production probably has to be either I or Show Me. Yeah, one of those two. But anyway, so let's just jump right into it. So firstly, we have this dope melody. Well, I think it's dope. Uh, I love it so much. So I don't remember where I was specifically, but I was out and like this melody just started like playing in my head. I'm like, ooh, I like this. So I recorded it on my, English. I recorded it on my phone, and I could not wait to get home so I could actually get this down because I was very excited to see where it would end up, because I only had the melody. I didn't really have the rhythm or anything, like that in place. So I just had the melody and it kind of just went from there. So this is the melody. Basically this is, what is this? This is Harmer. Yes, Harmer, which is one of the native synths in in FL Studio. Yeah, and the preset I used is Forest, which has like this like percussive mallet sound to it. And so this is basically what the melody sounds like. That's the melody. The melody is constant throughout the song, except in the bridge, I believe. Yep, in the bridge. The bridge is the only place where we don't hear the melody. We just hear the pad, which I'll get to now. Where's the pad? So the pad, this is Nexus single layer pads, ambient pad 3. I love this pad for some reason. If you have a very good ear, you'll hear that this pad features in a lot of my productions. Yeah, I love this pad. Don't know why, just do. So yeah, this is the pad. The pad just plays the chords, basically. What is this? Me, I don't know chords. Okay, by the way, just so y'all know, I don't really know all too much about music theory. It kind of just, all flies over my head. I've always been the kind of person who like plays by ear, you know. So that's always been my thing, like music theory. Like that's kind of not been my thing. Kind of has not been my thing. Also, should have mentioned this in the last video, but I don't have a keyboard. So how I go about producing is I literally will draw in my chords note for note. Yeah, it's kind of tedious, but I feel like I've gotten used to it because that's been how I've worked. And so I just kind of got used to it. And so I think that's also really why I haven't been all too serious about getting a keyboard, because I've been saying, I need to get a keyboard, I need to get a keyboard. But I just keep sleeping on the game, which is okay because, like I said, this is what I've been doing for years now. Um, it's not the most time efficient, I'll say. But generally, what I normally do is if I am, using the same chords among several instruments, I will either change the voicing of the chords or just create some variation, so that it doesn't sound all the same. So yeah, just those four chords throughout the whole entire song. This is the 808. Which 808 is this? This is another trap 808 from Cymatics. Once again, drums come from Cymatics. We'll go through the drums in a bit, and we'll also tackle the strings in a bit as well as the arpeggio. So this is the bass. I mean the 808. What's the 808? So like I said in the last video, in most of my productions, I have 808s in the verses and a bass in the chorus. In this case, we have the 808 throughout the whole entire song, so there's no bass whatsoever. It's just the 808 that kind of gives us that low frequency. Then we have an arpeggio. It doesn't do all too much. This is the Nexus. Once upon a time, I was obsessed with Nexus, and I was obsessed with arpeggios, but I've been delivered. Don't really use arpeggios all too much these days. But yeah, this is what the arpeggio sounds like. So it doesn't do too much. It kind of just plays the root notes of each chord, and it just kind of adds like a little something in yana to the to the song. So this is the arpeggio. Yeah, that's basically what the arpeggio does. Then let's go to the strings. The strings come in at the end of the song, the last chorus, the last, because we fell into love like ooh. So that's where the strings come in. Anyone who has heard FL strings will know that they kind of sound like trash. But I don't know how I discovered this, but when you layer FL strings with dark cellos from Nexus, they don't sound, that bad at all. Like, I mean, together they, they okay. So this is what the strings sound like. So they don't sound all too bad. I've been, like just trying to get the blend right, and you'll hear that I do use this combination of strings again in Sweet Nothings, The Breakup. I don't know where else I use these, but yeah, those are the stringy strings. And then what else do we have? Oof, okay, now let's get into the drums. I love the drums so much. So in this song, I used syncopated drums because I'm terrible at explaining what syncopated drums are. I'm not going to try, but just to kind of give you an audible example, this is what syncopated drums would sound like. So instead of, the, in this case, clap falling on the upbeat, like it normally would, like it does here. Da, there we go. So there it falls on the upbeat, but here we have it just before the upbeat, and so that I think is syncopated drums. I hope I'm not explaining that terribly. I don't even know why I tried, but anyway, so I've discovered this kick a lot of the times when I produce. Well, not a lot of the times these days, but back then, when I was producing this album, a lot of the times when I produced some of these songs, I had just either downloaded a sample pack or something along those lines, and so it really like intrigued my creativity, or really, yeah. And so I just downloaded this laser melodic sample pack, and I heard this kick. Which kick is it? And I'm like, ooh, that's a sexy, it's a nice, full, luscious kick. I love. Okay, one thing you should know about me is I'm obsessed with, these big, thick sounding kicks, and I'm obsessed with 808s, and I really like to have them, playing them low notes. I'm all about that sub bass. Love it. So yeah, have a simple clap from the Empire pack. Ooh, I heard these hats and I'm like, ooh, this sounds nice. So this is the beat. That's the beat for the verse. Then in the chorus, I just added a snare. It's a very simple snare. It doesn't do all too much. It's not subtle, but together you can kind of hear that it adds to the clap. Yeah. So then when we get to the bridge of the song, so like I said, the chords are very repetitive. The same four chords, technically three chords throughout the whole entire song, so nothing much changes. But I do just want to show you what I have done in the case of the the bridge. So in the bridge, yes, bring back songs that have bridges. Amen. In the bridge, we basically just have the pad, the 808, and the kick. Um, yeah, that are playing during the bridge. This is what the bridge sounds like. So yeah, I in the bridge, I just wanted it to be a kick, but I didn't want it to just be the pad. So what I did was I added just a normal kick sample. Where is it? I can't see. So I always just add this kick from FL. Um, have it rooted to nowhere so that we don't hear it. And then I sidechain it to whichever instrument I want to sidechain. Um, okay, no, that's irrelevant. I won't tell you. Never mind. So as you can see, we have FL limiter here. So if you want to see that's what it looks like when the sidechaining is happening. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, what I did was I just ever so slightly increased the volume of the pad because when we recorded, I kind of heard that the pad was getting drowned in all the vocals. So this is what it sounds like. This is literally the only track that I have vocals for. Everything else doesn't really have the vocals. I don't know why I did that. I know why I did that. Because not only was I the recording engineer of this, well, not I was the recording engineer, but the recording session and the mixing session were the same session, and that was handled in Pro Tools, which is a DAW that, as you can see, I don't have. Well, not as you can see, but I don't have. Um, so yeah, I have vocals for this track, but not any of the others. Anyway, so I just increased the pad a little because when we got to the bridge, I heard that the pad was getting a bit drowned by the vocals, and this is what the bridge sounds like.
Give me all your time, always speaking signs. She got deep blood.
Okay, that was louder than what I thought it would be. But yeah, basically that's 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 pretty much what the automation did. Just increase the pad a little bit so that we can kind of still hear it, but not so much so that it kind of drowns the vocals out. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward. Let me just drop this a bit because wow, these people are loud.
You came through because we fell into love. Like we fell into love. Cause we fell into love. Like we fell into love. Cause we fell into love. Like we fell into love. Cause we fell into love. Like we fell into love. Cause we fell into love. Like
Okay. So yeah, the strings just add that little something nyana to the song, and then we break everything down and we go back to just the 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 forest or the melody and the 808, and then at the end we just have the 808 and the drums, which just kind of give it a nice outro to this as well. And that's pretty much Fell into Love. It's really not that complicated. Yeah, it was a very, I'd say it was quicker than most. Wasn't that hard to put together. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Um, I see that this was a bit shorter than one question, um, which is good, I think. Well, also in all fairness, we have a lot less happening here. Yeah. So that's that, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys next week on the next episode. And what song are we looking at next week? Let me find my schedule because I don't know. Oh, Go Somewhere. Yay. I like that one. Yeah, so we're gonna go through Go Somewhere. So yeah, hope you guys stay safe. Love you guys. Till next time, stay home, stay safe. Much love. Bye, y'all.